Hi, my name's Chip Hurley. I'm out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I'm going to give you a little tour of my vintage Sportsmobile. So this is a vehicle I found. It's one of these Craigslist deals that are kind of type of deal that you want to find. And I started talking to the guy online and realized this was a legitimate deal. But this is a 1990 Ford E250 with a Pathfinder four-wheel drive system. It was done at the factory before this was converted at Sportsmobile back in that era. But it's got full four-wheel drive, high and low. It's got the 351 Ford engine in it. It's just a really interesting vehicle. But at any rate, the history on it is that I found it in Phoenix. It spent most of its life in Southern California, so I bought it from the second owner. The first owner was an airplane mechanic that kept this thing in his hangar for 25 years. So it, with a minor amount of work that I had to do basically on the front hood, it's zero rust on it. I picked it up with 56,000 miles on it. It's got about 66 on it now. And so we've had a fun time kind of going through it and getting to know what it does and using the equipment that's in it. It's all original, everything works on it. Ultimately, I'd like to put some type of vehicle protection on it. So I'd like to have some type of recovery winch on the front with some brush guards for animal strikes. But the challenge with this vehicle is that it's so old that they don't make aftermarket parts for it. I think I'm going to have this stuff fabricated to make it work for this vehicle. So that's kind of a bummer. But then I guess at this point, on a positive note, I can get exactly what I want if I design it. So as you can see, it's four-wheel drive. It's a Warren hub system. I actually just replaced these last fall. The old ones, or the original ones, just weren't cutting it. They had some issues, and so I just replaced the whole thing. So on the exterior, you can see some components of the vehicle that, again, were added when the van was originally converted. So I have my propane fill here, but also I have some gauges so I can see at least how much propane I have, or what my usage rate is. And so that's the propane. This compartment is the generator. This is onboard generator. So the propane feeds the refrigerator and the stove. This is a generator that fires up the electrical system, and this is all run on the unleaded gas. So however it's connected to the gas tank, I have unlimited fuel, but I can start it here. That's pretty cool to have that feature if you're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, obviously, I've been here since Thursday, so I'm on day 4. I haven't, needed any with the solar or this. I haven't needed any juice at all. Obviously, I got shore power, and I also have city water hookup. So if I do have a camping site that has that type of feature, I can plug in, and it's just like being at home.
I hope you have a carbon monoxide alarm inside.
Yes, I do. So on the rear of the vehicle, this is kind of a temporary thing for now. I wanted to have a spare tire on the vehicle without carrying it inside. But I think I want to actually have a rear bumper fabricated so I can have a carrier on there. Then, because right now, you can see how I can still tow, but it limits the capacity. And I actually want to have a rack on here to haul the motorcycle versus trailer in it. And I have a lot more options going places. So this will change a little bit, but at this point it's functional and it works for now. Yeah, my wife would say that I have too many toys, but this is a bike that I've had, I don't know, 20 years, something like that. And this usually just putzing around on dirt roads up north at our cottage. But I've had it out in Utah once, and then once I had an opportunity to sign up for an off-road class with Bill Dragoo, I signed up, and I was on the course all day yesterday and learned a ton. So it was a ton of fun. Glad I actually made the effort to bring it with us. And this is a 91. The van's a 90, so it's kind of an interesting vintage to have. I didn't plan it that way, but it just worked out. So this is Harper, our little, I guess it's my child at this point. My wife and I don't have kids, so this is our kid. She's gonna say hi. Hey, come on, let's go over here. Lie down. There you go. Thank you. So this vehicle has, again, as I mentioned, spent most of its life Southern California, so it doesn't have any heat. So it was, basically a fair weather rig. I do have kind of a propane heater if I need it, but I'm used to tent camping, so that's kind of the weather that I use this in. being that it's no rust on it, we don't plan on using it in the winter. Michigan has salted roads. That's the last thing I want to do for this thing since it's been preserved for so long. All right, so I guess the simplest way to kind of give you a tour is to kind of walk you from outside in. So this is the gaucho couch that folds out into a bed. We have onboard water. It's about 6 gallons of fresh water. And then I actually bring typically extra depending on where I'm going. This is also maybe worth pointing out. This is the control board for the generator. So all you do is you push a button here and the generator fires right up and we have electric in the middle of nowhere. I believe the previous owner put in some water line heaters, but I just have not used them and I don't plan on using them. We had an issue last year when we were in Colorado. Our lines froze pretty quick and it just wasn't worth the effort. So we're gonna bring, portable water when we do that. The pop top is all manual. The new units are all electric typically. So there's a little bit more of an effort to raise this, but it's not too bad, it's doable. And then the newer units, the bed or the bunk that's up top is where I usually sleep. The dog sleeps on the couch. My wife and I sleep up in the bunk. The new units, the bed actually attaches to the roof. So it lifts it up and takes it out of the way, whereas we have to stack ours in just a older unit that they didn't have that figured out at that time. All right, so as we walk towards the back, you'll notice this panel here. This is the control panel for the solar. I have a 100-watt solar panel up on the roof, which came with the van. It is an aftermarket product, but it works really, really well. It's worth noting I have 2 batteries. I have a house battery and the main engine battery, but then I have a 3rd battery just specifically to the generator. We have an inverter that I need to engage in order to use electronics when the generator is going. We have a microwave, the refrigerator, which is a 3-way, so it has propane, AC, and DC. Again, all original, all very functional. So as you enter the vehicle, we have a burner here that kind of folds down nicely, so you have a prepping surface, but then you have a 2-burner stove here and a sink. And then as you move to the back, we have a closet, some cabinetry here, which actually is very nice and functional. Usually, I think this was built for a porta pot. I have a onboard air compressor that is portable, so I stick it in there if I need it. Nice feature here is that I have a full pantry. It's kind of limited with the water tank right here, but it goes all the way out to the cabinet, so I can really put a lot of food in here, which you wouldn't think of. So anything I don't want to refrigerate, I put in here, and I have a nice closet here that I can hang clothes. All the upholstery is original. I mean, everything on this thing's original. It works. So I need to do a little cleaning on it, but it's been a pretty fun little rig to get used to. So this is all original other than the radio. There's some accessories that are, period correct, like a trailer brake, stuff like that. But this is pretty cool. Obviously, it's long before the advent of a laptop, but it has this little tray, which is great for eating. This seat swivels, but it's really just a compartment for where I keep all the registration for the vehicle, but it folds up nice and clean. And then when you want to use it, I do actually put my laptop there quite a bit. It just locks right in. Thanks for coming along with me and touring my vintage Sportsmobile. Again, Chip Hurley out of Grand Rapids. Thanks for watching.